Hi guys, welcome to Reality React channel. In this channel, we watch reality TV shows to react, recap, review, and for the fun of it. And today, we are recapping Love Is Blind season 7, episode 7, titled "Truth Bombs." And they start with the couples reflecting on their days, how they love each other, and Marissa and Ramses are on a boat cruise, and she reflects on the days of her being in the Navy, and she is just, you can see she's beaming with love and the fact and her passion of, I wouldn't say her passion, but how she's proud of her experience in the Navy. And Alex and Tim reflect on their argument and how they're both willing to forgive each other. And Tyler and Ashley are riding camels, and they can't and she says that she can't find another man like him. They spoke about how they want to create new family traditions around holidays going forward and once they have kids. And he says that the previous Christmas that he spends that time alone, he had cooked the meals and stuff like that, and she also spent it alone. And I'm wondering, where was their family? They don't stay around. What is happening? And they throw around ideas of what they will do for Christmas and other holidays. And Nick and Hannah goes on bungee jumping, and they're having fun, and they are happier. Hopefully they have forgotten about that 10 bullet list. Yeah, Taylor and Garrett goes on a glass blowing factory, and they got a fish for Garrett, and she says this will go into your home, and he says this will be our home. I think Garrett is ready to be in a marriage or to be married, because he doesn't refer to himself as I. He refers to their union as ours. So it's actually quite good for him. And then we move to Monica and Steven, and she addresses his actions that needs to match his words and making her feel special. And like she said in the pods, like he said in the pods, that he's going to get her flowers. He hasn't gotten them since they go to Cabo. This is my observation. And stuff like that makes her worry. And that her love language is receiving and gifting the gifts. And he talks about how the last time he got Christmas gift was long time ago when he was a kid, because he grew up with financial difficulties. And he talks about how he is nervous about, and he doesn't want to feel like he is being forced to get married to Monica. And she gets frustrated by this and asks why he said he's ready when he wasn't ready for marriage. And she isn't, I feel like she's not a safe space for Steven, because she doesn't even let him finish his thought processes. And like the previous night, she stopped him when he was trying to plan for their future and what it entails. And now he is nervous. She doesn't let him finish his thought about how the nerves will impact their relationship, or whatever he was going to say. Even though Stephen does not say nice things, but at least he must be given a chance to finish his thought process, especially by someone he calls a fiance. Alex and Tim goes on a quad bike that crosses the bridge to the beach, and she asks him if he'll move into the main bedroom. And I'm happy for them. I think they can work on their relationship if they really focus on it. And also, these parties and dinners, they cause conflict in a relationship. Maybe she really felt something was off, and she was missing family because she was meeting these ladies that seems like they are in happier relationship while her relationship is dry. So she was withdrawing from the process. Anyway, they are having another party again, and Stephen wants to ride camels when he finds out that Tyler was riding one. He just mentions it. And Alex tells the girls about how her fiance wanted to live the entire experience, and they are all shocked. But then she explains that they have worked on it, and as she's explaining, she hears fireworks, and they all go watch them, and the couples watching them as a couple, except for Taylor and Monica, whom their partners were busy with something else. And when the fireworks have ended, Monica comes to Steven and say, "Thank you. That was so romantic," and she's being sarcastic. I initially didn't see that she was actually being sarcastic because I kept looking. What did Steven do that was romantic? Did he light up the fireworks? What happened? And to find out that she's actually just playing with him. And as she's trying to say, "Oh, that was so romantic," he tells her that he's still talking to Garrett, and he would like to continue talking to him instead. And she's so angry. She goes and tells the ladies that everything he does annoys her. And he comes in and checks in on her and asks if she's good. She says she's good. And he gives her a compliment. And she says that she's beautiful and stuff like that. And he comes back again with a drink for Monica, and he explains to both Monica and Taylor, and says that he was busy talking to Garrett when the fireworks went up. They were in the middle of the conversation, and how it would have been rude to stop Garrett and say that, "Let's go and hug our woman and watch the fireworks." He starts going off about how the show will make them famous in a way, and how strangers will get familiar with them, and they will start DMing them, and women will be throwing themselves at them and wanting to give them, you know. And I'm like, where is this coming from? I think I understand why. Now, when Monica tries and stops him, maybe it makes sense, because why are you a man that has cheated before through a DM explaining this story to your friend's fiance? Like, now it sounds like, oh, I am likely going to cheat because women are going to be DMing me once this show is up. Like, I don't understand Steven sometimes, but then not everyone needs to be understood by me. And I take it that Monica didn't accept the apology, because as he's trying to explain that story, she just gets up and leaves them, and she just goes and tells other group of girls that everything that this man does frustrates her, and she's annoyed. And we move to Alex and Tim, and he says he can't wait for her to see his place, and he also cannot wait to see her place as well. And she says that she's nervous about moving in with him because she has never stayed with a man before. And she wonders if he will expect her to cook every day. And he says no, she can always order food. And he talks about how neat he is. And she says she has seen that he's actually neat because of how he packed his clothes. And then Monica and Steven. Monica is not happy with whatever Steven does, because he's folding his shirts, and she asks him to stop and go lay in bed with her. And she's still not happy with him lying in bed with her, because she's just like, oh, she's making faces. She's just not a happy person in general. And Taylor and Garrett talking about how they love their pace that they are going in, and she wouldn't have it any other ways, and that she loves him. And I think I said that because Alex mentioned that they are the only ones who has not done that yet, it might put pressure on Taylor to want to do that so that she's not left out among the girls. And the next thing, they have flown back to DC, and they have moved into their own apartments, and now they have their phones. And this is part of the experiment that will impact Alex and Tim, because she kept saying that her dad will determine whether they get married or not. I understand wanting her dad's approval, but for him to be the main factor is just something else. Is it that she doesn't trust herself? She trusts her dad more, or she just has a strong, relationship with her father that she is very important to her, that she won't want to ruin it. And Hannah and Nick are talking about how they are going to manage their home, and the fact that they'll have Luna, her dog, move in with them. And she thinks that she's more mature than him and more emotionally intelligent than him. And I think if she's all of them, then Nick is like a 5-year-old boy, because Hannah is not as smart as she thinks, or as confident as she is, or how she portrayed herself on the show. She didn't come off as someone who's emotionally intelligent, someone who's fully aware of what is happening around them, who's not stepping on other people and stuff like that. And then he asked her about how will she bring someone who is immature into her space, and she didn't answer that. They start talking about cooking, and how she's going to try to be less mean. She asked him if he can mount the TV, and I think she is insinuating that she can mount the TV. But what does that have to do with anything? Is she trying to see if he's more like handyman and stuff like that? I'm just trying to see where she was coming with these questions, but I guess maybe she was also asked by the producers to ask him. And we move to Monica and Steven. They are talking about hosting Monica's friends that we never saw on the TV anyway, on the show. They are working on a list of things to get for her friends. And as he's keeping mentioning the list, she just keeps saying, and flowers, and flowers, and flowers. I'm like, ooh, wait. I know you like flowers, and she probably can afford to buy them by herself, but like, why? Why does she do that? Why does she stop him from talking? And he says that he likes the apartment. He's only seen that apartment in the movies. And Steven has really annoyed Monica because she's still interrupting him, even if it's just the two of them. And they toast to Romis for life, and that they love each other. They just assure each other. Taylor and Garrett, we find that Garrett has been single for the past 7 years. And I wonder if he actually even caught part-time relationship, failing talking stage, and they start looking at his Instagram profile, and she just sees that he's a fishing man and is into science. There's nothing much, and they start laughing and being goofy. They're always happy, this couple. Tim and Alex, they are talking about how Tim doesn't like cuddling. It's like he says that he sweat at night, so it's not practical for him. I don't want to believe that, but then that's what he says. And then Ashley and Taylor are praying. He's praying for him and his relationship, and for their relationship and his friends. And Marissa and Ramses talk about their wedding planning, and she's excited that Ramses is going to plan the wedding with her. And they start with on the idea of wanting guests to wear black and only her and her partner to wear white. And Taylor is meeting Garrett's family, and she got them gifts, and they also got her a plant. And she tells them that Garrett has been her number one from the word go. And it seems like before he went on the show, they had dinner with the family. And in the family meeting, there was his sister and his nephew, and his dad and his mom. They seemed welcoming. And she mentions that it seems like her dad does not want to participate on the show. And she says that her dad is worried about cameras and cameras coming into his home, which is a valid reason. She says that she's working on getting them to DC so that they can meet Garrett in person. They start talking about their connections, and his dad agrees with them in terms of how they wouldn't have met any other way because Garrett is a busy man. I feel like if this is true, then I wonder how he will work on his schedule to accommodate a relationship, because marriage takes work and you can't always just be working on your career and not work on the relationship or meet your partner halfway. Garrett's mom asks if they have talked about the hard stuff, and she starts getting emotional, and she talks about how short the time frame is for them to get married, and also how they need to accept her in such a short space of time to be part of her family. And Taylor tells them that she hopes she will be a good addition to Garrett's family. And she tries telling them that she loves Garrett. I think this was her way of comforting her mom, because she didn't know what to say, and hopes that it is enough for them to be patient with him regardless of the decision. She was just saying that she won't pressure Garrett to marry her at the end because she will be patient with him, and yeah, and she thanks them in advance if they get married and she also thanks them for hosting them, and she says that they have a nice home, which is true. And that's then, and Ramses is cooking, and Marissa is trying to catch up on, and Ramses and Marissa are trying to catch up on their day, and he says that he was working from home and he's willing to move to Baltimore and for their relationship to work, as she can do 2 hours commute, and how her schoolwork is overwhelming her. They start talking about their wedding, and she wants a woman to officiate their wedding, and she wants a woman to officiate her wedding, and she wants the wedding to be spiritual but not religious. And he says that his mom wouldn't approve the wedding without a Christian element on it. And from what we are gathering, she grew up Mormon, and the Mormon church, according to her, it's male centric and white centric. So she doesn't believe that God is a male and God is white, and she doesn't want to do that anymore. And that will start with her wedding. And he wants I think what is his name? Ramses believes that God is a man, because when he spoke about should he die, God will be the one that will answer to, and he referred to God as a man. And I think this reflects on the most people, that they are going through a journey where they are curious about God, and they have just like decided to let their childhood explanations of who God is and stuff like that, and they're going on their own, and they trying to find out who God is in their lives without referring to the Bible only and stuff like that. And it's quite interesting how they are showing it on this television, on this show. And they discuss the military and the distractions of the other countries that US has caused, and how they will always need the military to protect themselves. So this was a conversation, and she was saying that she supports the military and what it has done in her life, and that it has always been part of her life since she was like 2. And and she hopes that he is not ashamed of her time in service, and he's not convincing me that he is not ashamed, or that he is going to be proud of his wife that has been in the military. And he says that he hopes she's not going to list again, because should she do that, he's going to leave the relationship because of his moral compass. I don't know where he got that from. And this is their first mishap in the, or because it's not even an argument, they're not arguing, they're just discussing. And I don't know if it's maybe their personalities, or how they, or how he handles conversation, because he's always calm. Ramses is not the one to shout and do all of that, or to just be passive aggressive and stuff like that. And Ramses says that he has seen what the wars that America leaves other countries, subject other countries into, and that is always going to stand with those countries. And thank you guys for watching this recap. Please comment, like, and on this video, and subscribe to the Reality React. See you guys in the next recap.